Is it smart of Bruce Arians to publicly criticize Tom Brady?
Not at all. Bruce Arians, I expect more out of him. I expect a higher emotional intelligence out of BA, man. If you look up, literally, I looked it up. If you go to Merriam-Webster's dictionary and you look up the word grit, there's a picture of Tom Brady.
Oh, really?
Like, Tom Brady is interchangeable. You can question his athleticism. That's fine.
Yeah.
Do that if you want to. You can question his build. But don't question Tom Brady's toughness. Here's my problem, Marcellus. Bruce Arians needs one of these, a compact mirror, right? Because what this does is it lets you see yourself.
Yeah.
And the problem is, Bruce Arians, he hasn't looked in the mirror lately. Marcellus, let me break something down for you, which the average fan may not know, but I love Bruce Arians, so I know my Bruce Arians history. Bruce Arians has been in the NFL a quarterback coach. He's been an offensive coordinator. He's been a head coach.
Yeah. Great resume.
Bruce Arians, he's also coached 5 number-1 overall pick quarterbacks. 5 of them.
That means bad
And
things.
how come all those number-1 overall pick quarterbacks have led the NFL, not even led the NFL, but more importantly, have had career-high interceptions under Bruce Arians? Let's start 98, Peyton Manning, 28 interceptions, career high, first year with Bruce Arians. Tim Couch, 01, 21 interceptions, career high. Andrew Luck, the great Andrew Luck, career high interceptions, first year under Bruce Arians. Carson Palmer, number-1 overall pick, Carson Palmer, career high in interceptions. And lastly, Jameis Winston, first year under Bruce Arians, career high in interceptions. It's not a coincidence that Bruce Arians, you coach these greats, but in your first year with them, they have career terrible years when looking solely at interceptions. They do a lot of great things with you, BA, but they also make a lot of mistakes. So it makes me wonder, is it the quarterback that's the problem, or is it the coach?
Oh, you going here on the A block.
Marcellus, I have to go here because
earn your money.
when you point a finger, remember, you got at least 3 of them joints pointing right back at you.
And what's the thumb doing?
I don't know what the thumb
Nobody
doing.
ever talks about the thumb.
Nobody ever. They leave out the thumb.
Forget you,
But
thumb.
here's my problem with Bruce Arians calling out Tom Brady.
What?
Keep that in-house, bro.
Keep it in-house?
Keep that in-house, BA. I got a lot more to go after this first lap. But just kicking it off, I just needed the world to see. Y'all decide whether or not it's coincidence that Bruce Arians has coached 5 number-1 overall pick quarterbacks. And in their first year with Bruce Arians, they have career-high interceptions. I don't personally believe that's coincidence because 5 out of the 6 QBs he's coached, the only one that wasn't was Ben Roethlisberger. But I don't think it's coincidence personally. I'm going to let America decide. I'm going to just leave them with that little nugget. I'm going to leave you with that nugget, too. Go ahead and chew on that.
Let me chew on that. Speaking of chewing, I got a couple of little food tangents right here. Someone has a mantra, no risk it, no biscuit. Chew on that. You talk about their career high in interceptions. How about career numbers as well? You didn't want to go to that category because it doesn't support your argument. You're a great analyst. Let's talk about the fact that Tom Brady doesn't have any grit before I answer this question. Grits, oatmeal, or cream of wheat? Which one for you? Every time I hear grits, I got to figure out which
Grits. Give me
grits. Hell yeah, sugar and butter too. All right, let's go. This is smart. If you're Bruce Arians, to criticize Tom Brady. What's the quote? To avoid criticism, say nothing, do nothing, and be nothing. Then you won't get criticized. But you're acting real soft up here right now. You're acting like if you publicly criticize the GOAT, that it's not going to go out into the universe and get into collisions with 6 Super Bowl championships, 4 Super Bowl MVPs, and 3 NFL MVPs, and turn it to some little crumbling asteroid and get disintegrated. So the ego of Tom Brady is sitting there quietly, in private, motivated, taking all of this for what it's worth. But the public is going to sit there and have Tom Brady's back. And that's why this is genius, because he knows this is not going to land publicly. Tom Brady has a resume that is second to none for anyone who's ever played in the NFL. But what does it do to Tom Brady? The player, the teammate. This brings him back in-house and levels the playing field. You act like and you forget that Tom Brady had to go through this same process with Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick.
20 years ago, Marcellus.
And that's my point. You won those 6 Super Bowl championships somewhere else, bruh. My name is Bruce Arians. My title is head coach. My authority is built into it. My stripes are on my sleeve. If you don't want to respect me for the way I'm coaching you going forward, then you really don't want to be a part of this team. And last time I checked, you raised your hand to come here to be a Tampa Bay Buck.
A great coach, Marcellus, has to be pliable.
Yeah, that's real.
A great coach can't just sit here and say, I'm going to coach this way because this is how I coach. That's a lazy coach. I'm not saying that's what Bruce Arians is doing, but I am saying this. If you want to go stripe for stripe, because, sir, you brought up stripes, Bruce Arians shouldn't even fix his lips to talk to Tom Brady like this.
Oh, that's how you play.
No, I'm just saying.
That's how you play, huh?
If you want to go stripe for stripe, let's be real. Because Tom Brady is better at his job than Bruce Arians is at his job.
But which one has the authority in their job?
Bruce Arians is a phenomenal coach, two-time coach of the year. Tom Brady's a three-time MVP. Bruce Arians has 2 Super Bowls as an associate head coach. Tom Brady has 6 Super Bowls as a head coach. So I'm not going to sit here and get into a battle with you about who has the authority. Because based on the title, Bruce Arians has the authority. But here's all I'm going to say.
Please.
You can't take the lazy coaching philosophy of, well, I'm an authoritarian, so I'm going to be an authoritarian. I'm a dictator, so I'm going to be a dictator. Use some emotional intelligence. I don't question BA's football IQ, super amazing football IQ. I don't question BA's swag, one of the swaggiest coaches in the game. I don't question none of that. But what I'm questioning right now is BA's emotional intelligence, because you're treating Tom Brady as you would treat Jameis Winston. And that is not the same type of player. The last thing I'm going to say on this lap.
Damn.
Tom Brady's had bad performances before, Marcellus.
Yeah, and he heard about it, too. He heard about
Opening loss to the Bills. I believe they lost 31-0. What Bill Belichick say after the game 3 times? We didn't play well. Bill Belichick, what was going on with Tom Brady? We didn't play well. Okay, Coach Belichick, what could Tom Brady have done? We didn't play well. Keep that in-house, Marcellus. You a married man. You know better than me. You should be teaching me, not teaching you. When you should be teaching me, I shouldn't be teaching you. When you have riffs, Marcellus, keep it in-house.
Wait, I had a fight with my wife this morning. Damn it, I should have kept it in-house.
But you can't keep it in-house.
I'm lying.
Okay.
Let me say one thing about
Talk to me.
that I just learned.
What you learned?
Because you know how we produce this show and we do our morning meetings and then we branch off into our separate little rooms and we do our own thing, right?
Facts.
I never knew that you can't be produced. I never knew that Acho's resume matters more than a producer's resume. And we're matching resumes. Therefore, if my resume trumps yours, because I'm the only guy in national television history hosting a sports show at the age of 29, how dare you produce me? That's how you roll, big dog. I never sit there and roll out my accolades. I take the coaching. And guess what? Other greats have taken the coaching as well, no matter where they were in their careers. Michael Jordan. We just saw the documentary. Phil Jackson had to say, if you don't buy into your teammates,
that was
if you don't buy
Coach. That was 91, I believe.
Hold on, early on.
That was 90, 91,
Dude, 6th, 7th year in his league, in the league without winning. But
before the chips.
That's my point. If you want to get to the next level, no matter if you already got your chips or you want your next chips, take this coaching.
Is there another level for Tom Brady, though, bro?
Yeah.
Tom Brady.
Why did he leave New England,
Tom Brady has been to
level?
But Tom Brady has been to levels Bruce Arians hasn't been to. That's what I'm trying to say.
And how did he get there with that coaching? Ask Mike Tyson. Rest in peace, custom model. Lost that coaching, lost his way. But let's talk about somebody who didn't lose their way. Probably great enough to even need coaching. Let's talk about our boy Reggie Bush, Fox NFL analyst. Reggie, is it smart for Bruce Arians to...
What you wearing?
Homer. Is it... Reggie, you already got season tickets.
You know,
you don't need to
I
do
just
that.
walk around. I usually just walk around in this jersey all day, man, especially when somebody was talking trash about my team before, and then now here we are.
Call him out.
Faced
Put an
off
address
again.
on it, Reggie.
Was it me?
That was
again.
you.
Here we go.
Oh, that's not this
You was
block.
on the bandwagon.
You know what, Reggie? We're going to do that in the next block. We're going to do that during the next block in the commercial break. We're going to do that right there. But answer this question, Homer. Is it smart for Bruce Arians to publicly criticize Tom Brady?
I think it is, because one, what Bruce Arians is saying is that it doesn't matter what your name is. It doesn't matter what you accomplished before you came here. It doesn't matter what you did. When you are here, you're with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and none of that stuff none of those accolades are going to carry along with you, right? But yes, we still expect you to play like the old Tom Brady. That's why this situation that Tom Brady in, to me, is very, very difficult for him, because I think his reputation has possibly a lot to lose here, especially if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers go on to lose 7, 8, 9 games don't make the playoffs, who's the first person they're going to look at? They're going to look at Tom Brady. So I think by Bruce Arians, criticizing him publicly, you know what that's going to do to Tom Brady? He's about to go into the mad scientist lab and go to work and make sure he comes back and he's striking next time.
Preach.
Here's my problem, though, Reggie and Marcellus. Y'all two act like y'all are so far removed from greatness. Both of y'all were far greater at this game of football than I ever was, and I can realize that. But here's my problem with y'all, because now y'all sound ignorant. It does matter what you've done. Reggie, don't sit up here with a straight face and tell me that you, first-round pick Reggie Bush, should have gotten the same treatment as practice squad dude on the street. Marcellus, you don't sit up here with a straight face and tell me that two-time top 50 NFL defensive player, one of the highest contracts at the time, should get the same treatment as the undrafted cat. But now y'all both want to sit up here talking with y'all's gums about, they got to get the same treatment. You got to get the same. Y'all never had the same treatment.
Can I speak on this? I always took my coaching and took it well.
I can't tell.
Especially when I was balling and I was right. Oh, yeah, I could take that coach and bring it to me because I could shut you up with my play. But when I'm wrong, even though I don't want to hear it, I need to feel it, coach. So you need to coach me in those situations. Acho is soft, man. You acting like you could get too big for the game. Nobody's bigger than the damn game. And the game is not about entitlement. The game doesn't care what you did last year. It doesn't care what you did last week. It doesn't even care what you did last play. It's about this moment right now, the moment of truth. Did you show up or shut up? If you look at this situation, your Tom Brady, is one simple challenge that you need to answer. Shut them up with your play.
What if the problem, and I hope you heard the first part, Reggie, what if the problem is Bruce Arians, Marcellus? You gonna sit here and say that I'm soft.
Reggie.
You gonna say that I'm soft to people that can't take coaching, if this is what we want to call coaching, is soft, when in fact, Bruce Arians, you're the guy that made Jameis Winston have a career high in interceptions, Carson Palmer have a career high in interceptions, Andrew Luck have a career high in interceptions, Tim Couch have a career high in interceptions, Peyton Manning have a career high in interceptions. He was the authoritarian, Marcellus. So yes, if he was the QB coach of Peyton Manning, then I would say that it's probably his fault Peyton Manning got a career high in interceptions. If he was the OC for Tim Couch, I would probably say it was his fault that Tim Couch had a career high in interceptions. If he was the head coach for Jameis, Marcellus, I would probably say it's BA's fault that Jameis had a career high in interceptions. So Bruce Arians, if all these quarterbacks are having career high and turning the ball over, Tom Brady comes in and turns the ball over, maybe you should sit here and be like, you know what? Maybe it's me. Take them sunglasses off, BA, put in a reflective mirror, and maybe you will see where the real problem lies. What, Marcellus?
Reggie, before you go, this dude got a full screen saying that Bruce Arians is responsible for Tim Couch.
Tim Couch was the first one.
Tim Couch was going to do that by his damn self. He didn't
Don't make me laugh. Don't make me laugh.
No. Let's do our jobs. Let's not laugh.
Let's speak to this, because here's the problem, Marcellus. Players can thrive under certain coaches.
Not all players.
Don't you dare tell me that a #1 overall pick is talentless. Okay, they might turn out to be a bust, but outside of injuries, don't tell me a #1 overall pick is talentless. Because if you were to look at Odell Beckham's career over the last 2 years, you'd be like, man, Odell really ain't like that. But if you saw him over the first 4 years, you'd be like, man, Odell's arguably the best receiver in this generation. So don't sit here and try to tell me that based on a lack of success under a current coach that a player's talentless. Yeah, you got me revved up in the A block.
At the end of the day, Tom Brady don't play defense. And that defense got torched by Drew Brees and the Saints receivers. So at the end of the day, you cannot put all of this on Tom Brady. That's why I think it's the way that Bruce Arians said it, right? It's not what he said. I think it was the way he said it, and I think it was, Coach, this is only game one. Like, this is not a normal offseason for everybody. Everybody has had to deal with all the same adverse conditions, and that's why I said last week, Marcellus, that this Tampa Bay team is going to have to find out how to win on the fly. I don't know if you want to be trying to find out how to win in New Orleans against the 3-time NFC South defending champs.
Say it with your chest. 3 times. He said that for you.
You are a homer. Drew Brees had under 200 yards. Saints had under 300 yards. Michael Thomas had like 17 yards catching. The hell you talking about got lit up by them? The second half, they balled out on defense.
Won. That's all I know.
I don't want to hear that, Reggie. Boy, you so caught up in the sauce, you ain't even going to watch the games anymore. Let me tell you something. I got this on my own then.
You have to.
I got this on my own if y'all don't want to play this. Look. This suit ain't doing me no justice right now. Y'all got to use criticism as fuel. A balloon can't rise without hot air, baby. Sometimes you just got to let the things run up off your back and say, you know what? No sweat, coach. I know how to shut you up. And the way to shut you up is not ego first. Walking in there, hey, won't you make sure you talk to me the right way when you're speaking about me in public because I'm Tom Brady. No, the way you shut someone up is go out there and be Tom Brady. You already created who you are. We already know you in greatness. We already know you in reputation. We already know you in accolade. But don't you dare roll that out there, turn your jersey around and say, since it says Brady, you can't talk to me like that. If you are Tom Brady, you got to act like Tom Brady through actions on the field. What you mean?
Here's my thing.
Do or do not. There is no try,
Here's what I am trying to tell you.
This is football.
Tom Brady is coming out here fighting a losing battle. The losing battle isn't that quarterbacks haven't succeeded under Bruce Arians. Quarterbacks have achieved their greatest depths of success under Bruce Arians.
There you go.
But y'all look at the stats. Y'all look at don't even listen to me. Y'all look at the numbers. In Bruce Arians' first year, there is a learning curve. When I played BA 2014, we went to Arizona. He was a head coach. Every 6 plays, they finna take a shot. That joint is going deep. So what I'm saying is, don't risk no biscuit. Y'all need no biscuits, okay? You're a little soft around the edges. No more biscuits for you. Stop risking it. That is the problem. That's the problem.
The problem is you want to blame a coach who never steps on the field for a player's production or lack thereof. No wonder both of us sitting here just talking, not playing no more.